Welcome everyone to the 246th weekly MLP Drawing School live critique stream. As you can tell, things have not changed, and I still don't know how to count forward.
No one does. No one knows how to count. We're not the counting school. Come on.
No, not the My Little Accounting School. Wait, does that exist?
Oh my god.
My
Access
Little
for bronies and all their MLP merchandise.
School. Okay, there is My Little Math Class. Does that count?
Sure.
Sure. They probably cover accounting.
Oh no. Quick, someone ban CPC. She's counting. She's counting in the chat. Ban her.
Well, as you can hear, we have an array of silly folks today. So starting at the top of the list, we got Allie Claw.
Hello, I'm here. I have hot chocolate. It's a good day.
And then directly, oh yeah, I have hot chocolate too. Yeah, directly below her, not quite as sweet as hot chocolate with double hot chocolate, but only because he doesn't make your heart stop as soon as you take a sip. Fluffy's Eye.
I hope not.
Yeah, he's in it for the long run.
Whoa. The long con.
Not attempting to kill people with sweetness.
You get more hugs that way.
The long
Life-
convection. Am I right?
Oh my god.
Am I
Oh my
right?
god.
And last but certainly not least is Pixie Nop.
Hello there, mates. Welcome to the whatever. And we also have LB.
Brains.
Brains.
Yeah.
Chocolate covered brains?
Chocolate. Well, they could be. One sec, let me take a sip of hot chocolate, and then they will be.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, that's some solid math CPC. Percentage of sugar equals hug squared. Yep.
I appreciate the numbers, Maze.
It's really important you don't hit the maximum amount of sugar and surpass the hug squared, because if you do, you implode. Also, I'm sorry to everyone who's watching on the stream who's like, why is it not streaming? It seems to be a bad day for connections.
I know.
I don't know what's going on.
Clap if you believe. That's how the magic comes back, right?
Alright, so as always, if you got horses you want critiqued, please fire them towards our face at high velocity.
Even non-horses.
Even non-horses. We take sugar piñatas as well.
Delicious.
And if you have any questions, feel free to direct them only towards Fluffy's Eye, as he knows all. He is a smarty Fluffy Pants.
Can
No,
confirm.
my head's not really this large. It's all fluff.
Just like a cat. Alright, so let's get going with our pictures here. Yeah. Top one. It is by Cat Whale Love TNT. Can I get some advice on the wings? It took me way too long to draw them, and they still don't look right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
First thing, as noted in the comments, references are your champion. Don't feel afraid of using references. They will help you through many sticky spots. References are fine to use. They are not a liability or a cheat. They are a way of life. Use them, abuse them, become them.
Whoa. That's intense, but true.
Oh, someone's already on the wings. Sweet. The pony's got...
I'm giving it a shot, I guess.
That's my
Go
pen.
for it.
I like the cartoony long tongue. I was going to say it's weird that it's that long, but it's still a cartoon of imaginary horses.
Yeah,
so
I think this totally works for the cartoon aspect of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen their sort of teeth morph in shape and size. So, I think if you want to have a really introduce like the tugging aspect, I would maybe try doing the tongue sort of straighter and have it sort of bent here, and then go like really thin in the middle, and then go up to the normal size here. It might be hard to see over the original drawing, but you really want to. If I draw stuff off to the side, let's see. I'll just do it over here. It's light enough. You can really like introduce like the stretching aspect by adding this like tension. Ooh, it's so pulled.
Yeah, they are just a muscle. They stretch. Hello, Jazz Wolf Blaze.
Hello.
I've just increased the far hoof size a bit. You've made it completely disappear behind, like you've done the inside of the hoof area, which is perfectly okay. A lot of people do it, including myself, because they got something under there. The frock, I think it's called. Anyway.
Frog, yeah.
Frog, yes. It's totally there. I would just increase the size of it and widen up the hoof itself so you can match the two sizes of them. The force or the shrinking of the other one is just a bit too much.
Yeah. So, what I've done is with this. Actually, let me just. Give one second. Yeah, there we go. What I've done with the hoof here, the one closest to us, is just add a little bit of a. I don't know. I forgot what this bit's called. Like a little bit of a flaring out of the thing as it gets onto the body. So it tends to happen a lot with horses. And this whole area is a mess and a disaster. But generally you'll have a similar kind of a thing happen when and where the wings connect to the body. There'll be a bit of a connection point that sort of spreads out the load into the rest of the body. So something along those lines. And then honestly, look at that in terms of the wing shape and all that kind of thing. And just let Jake... what I like to do is I like to use a tool like line of action or something else like that. And then just look at pictures of birds and then try to redraw them pretty quickly. So for example, I'll give myself 2 or 3 minutes and then try to redraw a reference picture of a bird with their wings and all that sort of stuff. And I don't get all the details, but it helps me focus on what's important in terms of the wing qualities and the shapes and, you know, the main aspects of it that I can bring through to my own drawings. But honestly, this picture is really cool. Like in terms of pony art, it's really nicely done. You've got some good shadows here. You've got some like clean lines and all that kind of thing, and really good job.
Hmm.
I've just agreed with Maze here. I've lowered your tail and just to match where the hip is going to be ending because it does follow the spine. So to still show that the tail's there and hanging around and having a good time, I've made it right up, but you can see I've drawn a bit beneath the picture. Drawing the rest of the picture can be a very useful skill and a useful technique to ensure that areas that are slightly out of it and that are coming back in are still consistent with the rest of the image. There's a hilarious image that rolled around a long time ago of this anime girl with like a super spaghetti arm because it was reaching over to the other side of the image and it made no sense for the context. That's somewhat in this case of why you'd want to draw the rest of it. I've also shrunk the mane a bit. My reasoning behind this is you have this massive front bit, which is like this comical anime sticking out hair mass. It's fine. I would just personally reduce it a bit and focus a bit more on doing your overlapping of the hair, because hair is not a solid body as much as it is a bunch of elements. You've done a good overlap towards the ear, but your top has no overlap. It's become a saw blade. And if you just add a little lines to make it that overlapping, it will take it to the next step, or to the next level.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough pose to get, so good job.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move on to our next one.
Sounds good.
All right, we got a picture submitted from the
Mm-hmm.
gallery, so let me post it in here. Whoops, posted on the wrong layer. 1 moment. How could I? Okay, apparently I can't post it.
Oh no.
This issue again. Doesn't like it double posting pictures, so we're gonna post fluffies, and then we're gonna go ahead and delete that, and then repost. There it goes. Alright. Do you have any questions in particular on this one, Jazz Wolf Blaze? Apparently we looked at the last one. I wonder if they have that in their gallery still.
Sneak a peek it.
Yes, they do. In fact, it's linked on the comments.
Ooh, I
I'll
shall
go
go
ahead
click.
and fire that towards in the voice chat. Boom.
Look at that growth. I'm loving it.
Ooh. Definitely some glow up.
So good.
It's very nice.
I like how you can see the actual form of the head really clearly now.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like the middle
Along-
one too.
Along with the real form of like most of the stuff. You've been going good.
Yeah, I like how the anatomy also has improved. Like looking at the legs, you kind of getting a better hand of where all the muscles are and where the dips and curves go. It's cool. And I like the horse ears. Yeah, they're nice and curvy.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say about the shading because it just looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Because I can't quite tell. I don't know if it's just very subtle, but if you want to try something different with your shading, like, do you use other colors? Or do you stick to like this purple tone and then put it shit towards white or push it towards black? Or do you find yourself pushing it around the color wheel as well?
Yeah. Like pushing towards different colors in the shadows versus the lights and that sort of stuff. I can see there is a bit of a color difference generally,
Mm-hmm.
which looks cool.
I think you could push your use of different colors. Like really get some nice, what's the word I'm looking for? When the things go next
Contrast.
to each other. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's escaping me for the moment.
Run away.
Yeah, pushing those colors a bit more. And I'm not sure if you're using color layers or any kind of fun stuff like that. Nice, awesome. Glad to hear you don't go strict black or white. It's always can be used. It's not like you're gonna get the police called on you if you do it. But
I'm gonna call police.
oh, Pixie. How could you? No, but yeah, and also maybe think about like why you chose the colors for the shadows and for the lights. Like, do you put warm shadows in a cool light? Because that's also a thing. I know a lot of people reach right for, oh, warm colors equal light, cold colors equal shadow. But it can be really fun to switch it up sometimes, and like you get some really nice contrast going, and just getting that variation can be really nice and pop and add a layer to the overall piece.
I just want to say this little bit of hair, this hair tuft, I love it. I do that in all my drawings, and so few people do it, and I love seeing it. It's so good.
It
Keep
is
doing it.
nice. It frames the
Keep it
face
up.
and it's a little pop.
Yeah, keep it up. Good work. With these thighs, I've just sort of pushed them a bit. This this one right here, it's really difficult to sort of do justice just because it's so foreshortened and it's so much overlapping with everything else. So I've just sort of pumped it up a little bit, made it a little bit more significant, and also just pulled this hoof up a little bit to like be in front of it a little bit more. Because where I'm kind of coming from, I'm sort of seeing the horizon as something along the lines of like boom, boom, boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom, kind of sort of thing. That's probably wrong, but that's kind of how I'm interpreting it at the moment. So I also just pulled the chest in a little bit, and then you have this bit of a dip, a bit of a boomy kind of shape, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Good job with this, all of this hoof. You've been messing around with real horses, and it really shows. I like it.
Yeah, I think, and this is just being nitpicky because I don't mind your wing style. But if you want to push for more of a realistic wing, uh, start looking at bird references as well as horse references, and see how you can combine them together. It's like I said, for like magical horses, this is fine. It feels soft and feathery. It gives me like pinata vibes. But if you want to shoot for more wing anatomy, go look at birds. And I'm confident you can go study birds because you've proven you can study horses. So it's just the same thing with a different animal. But yeah, it's just stuff to watch out for. How like there is no like arm kind of definition going on here. It just kind of goes. You don't need to define it too much, but the wings just kind of feel like layers. There's no like
Hmm.
going with the wings itself, getting that like that overlay of the bend and all that. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. Just get some friendly time in with them birds.
Yeah, wings are always really interesting. Something that I find useful when I'm drawing them is to have a bit of a front surface to it. So, for example, I'll have this kind of a shape, and then on the edge, I'll have this sort of a explicit thing that's on top of everything else, and that's like very much the that compared to like the inward thing that's like the front leading edge sort of thing. Figuring out sort of where that is and how big that is, whether it's like that or whether it's something that like sort of is bigger and comes around it. That really helps me when I'm trying to like draw something that looks pretty decent. It's hard to get the length of this bit of hair and this bit of hair looking sort of even, especially for sort of short hair designs where it this ends around about here, and then you would sort of expect this to end like here, and it doesn't really show too much. But it's useful to think about it that way. Or if it's meant to be a little bit asymmetrical, then just, pumping that up a whole bunch and making it like, long here, short here, all that sort of stuff. So a little bit of a difference in the outline here. Just top bit of muzzle, and then just a tiny little dip in for the thing. It doesn't need to be big, but just like something there to at least show that there is some definite difference in form there. You could even have something, keep that, and then just, dip in just a tiny bit or something, like you do with horns when you have for each little creasy bit of horn, you have little dips and whatever's. In general, looks really good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All is just like really general, just shape stuff. I don't mind it too much.
What do we think? We like it.
Mm?
Keep it up.
Mm.
If this was your improvement over a year, and looking back at that is year by year, that means by next year you'll be, lifelike, and then the year after that you'll be beyond lifelike.
Putting horses
Yeah.
into the real world. Just
We've got like 2 years now. We'll be out of the critiquing job because
Yep.
your stuff is looking good. It's looking really good and amazing.
No, it really is good, and the improvement is so fun. We've said this before. We love seeing like the whole seeing artists improve, like memes. I guess they're still called. I don't know. I
The
just
word
love-
meme hasn't disappeared. I know the world is shit, but that hasn't disappeared.
Okay, so like back in the day, DeviantArt had artist memes, and it just feels like if you say meme to somebody, they don't think of it as like the artist memes. They think of it like, whatever
Jokes.
meme is hot right now. Yeah, like jokes and stuff. So there. Huh.
The
That's
classical sense of the word meme.
the classical sense, yes. Quite.
Your OG memes, you could say.
I'm excited to see more of your stuff.
Yeah.
Feel free to chuck us more things and more sketchy things, more of the under drawings if you want to, or stuff in progress if you want to.
Totally.
Because it'd be
Yeah.
interesting to dig into some of that if you feel up to it.
Even plop them in the Discord. It's always nice to just see work.
1 sec. Roommate just got home. Gonna close the door before noise
No
comes
problem.
Oh, backgrounds are interesting. It's
Stream still on.
like backgrounds are a real case where knowing or having like a really solid grasp of your perspective is just gonna help. It's like I back in school I took graphics and we had to sit down with drawing things in sheets of paper, and we had to like mess around with perspective all day every day, and so I have a fairly okay understanding of it, but it just takes a fair bit of like messing about and trying to break down photos and trying to incorporate all that kind of thing into your work.
And also to just break down backgrounds in general. Like, don't just be like, okay, I'm going to draw this whole outdoor scene. It's like, well, maybe just draw a rock, see how that goes. Work on a tree, see the parts of the tree, get an understanding. Little bits and pieces. They're all like little characters in a drawing. And the background itself is a character as well.
Yeah.
Lots of shapes. Everything is shapes. The shape conspiracy.
All right, shall we move on to our next one?
Let's do it.
It's a horse too. Did you know that?
I would have never guessed.
Whoa, blowing your mind.
I know. I wasn't ready.
All right, this one is by Iris Blue Draws Art, and it's Superstar.
Super. Do you got any questions or anything? Just superstar.
Just Superstar.
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 Really nice drawing. Good pony. I like it. Oh, no,
Nice line
what am I
work.
gonna do?
You also have those nice like little tapers and like little shading that goes beyond the line work that like helps define it a bit. I appreciate that.
All right. Yeah. I do notice this leg could do with a touch longing. Just make it just a little bit longer.
The whole sort of backside feels like it's very much like pointed towards us. If you look
It
at how
is.
the thighs are like overlaid. I
Maybe
feel
she's
like
walking in a slow circle.
she might be, and she can walk in circles if she wants.
Do slight alteration to how the tail goes, only because you've bothered putting in so much detail for the rest of it. They form off of a small bone that comes off of the spine, which actually is completed towards the top end of the body because it follows along the top of the back. So if we just give that little dock that appears here, little tail, everything else spawns off of that. So you need to spawn more tail overlords. And you get that beautiful, fluffy tail that must cost thousands of dollars in conditioner.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
hard to get there. I was just gonna say this is one of the things where a lot of it is comes down to your personal preference for kind of how body should be balanced and the big core shapes of it and that sort of stuff. I think let me go and delete all this. What I think might be useful for you is to get an empty canvas, drop some other artists' work in there, and then just trace over the core shapes of it. So, for example, let me pick yellow. Or let's go with green. So, for example, doing something like this. Boom. Tracing the neck down. Tracing out sort of the main body shape. The shape of the thigh. Shape of the leg. All that sort of stuff. And just doing that kind of thing over people's art to sort of work out how the main parts of their body all fit together. Because as you do that, you'll be able to sort of see how other people have structured their work and then use that structure when it comes to your stuff. Because a lot of it sort of looks good. There are places, for example, let me erase everything that I've ever drawn on this picture. For example, this bit of the rump that is just a bit difficult to kind of interpret. Mostly because it's a bit of a, with the pose that you have, it's a bit of a tough bit of anatomy to sort of get worked out. In general, this belly will sort of come a little bit in front of the thigh. Just because when we're looking at it from the side, the thigh tucks in a bit more underneath. And with the sort of wing shape, when you've got sort of a wing that's sort of closed against the body, you'll tend to have this kind of like a almost triangle-y sort of shape, where you've got sort of the connection point up here, and you've got this sort of bottom main bit, and it sort of trails up, and something roughly along those lines. You have different bits of wings and all that sort of stuff. But like a lot of this is just taking the shapes that you've already got and then learning how to refine them and learning how to slightly change them from where they are right now to make them read a bit better and look a little bit easier to people. So you're definitely 100% on the right track, and all this is just slight alterations and changes to shapes which you're already drawing. It's kind of tough when you're drawing directly from the side to have a pose exactly like this, because when you're drawing sort of in 3/4 view or something like that, you can there's a lot more leeway to just mess about and brew with bits of anatomy and still have it turn out alright looking. Because when you have directly side-on views or front-on views or something like that, it kind of calls back to things like anatomy textbooks and that sort of stuff, and everything has to... There's a little bit more of a definite need for everything to sort of be exact, I guess. I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point. But it looks good. Good drawing. Does it say 2017? Yeah, it does.
It does.
That's a little bit old.
A lot of bit old.
We wonder how your style looks now then, if that's the case. That's why we typically ask for mostly newer pictures. If you haven't drawn anything since then okay. But we typically usually go for newer pictures so that we have a better idea of where your current skill level is. Otherwise we might tell you some advice and then you've already sort of learnt that in your natural development, for all we know.
Well, that advice would have been useful to you a few years ago, but now you need different advice. It's if you're able to, you can share some really sketchy stuff with us and really early stuff or really cleaned up stuff.
Not sketchy in the nature that it's illegal.
Yeah.
Sketchy.
Exactly.
Looks like their last horse they drew was 2018.
Still a little while ago. We're excited to see if you've drawn any other stuff since then, and if you want to share it. Yeah.
Yeah. Give us some of that fresh horse. We need some fresh.
Freshly squeezed horse juice. No.
Nope. Stop there, Zom.
Yep.
No.
Freshly hugged horses. There you go.
Freshly hugged horses.
Alright. Anyone else have any other art they'd like critiqued? Any other questions they'd like to ask? Any other Fluffy's eyes they would like to send Fluffy hugs to?
Yes.
Is that a yes, Fluffy's eye? You do have another fluffy hug?
Well, I can give fluffy hugs to others.
Okay.
Yay, drawing horses. Woo.
All right. Well,
Cool.
with that, we're gonna call it a day. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.
Why?
Bye.